The alarm didn't shriek. It throbbed softly, precise and cold, like a machine reminding a body it was running out of time. I was already awake. Beyond the tall windows, the bay lay still and dark, smooth as polished stone, the city frozen in a pause it didn't know it was taking. When my phone buzzed across the granite counter, I didn't jump. I knew who it would be. "Mr. Hale," the building attendant murmured, lowering his voice as though the apartment itself might overhear. "Your sister's downstairs. She's brought movers. She says the unit belongs to her now and that you've been notified to leave." I raised my cup, let the heat settle my grip, and watched my reflection ripple in the coffee. "Send her up," I said calmly. I ended the call with a smile she couldn't see. On my tablet, the elevator feed came alive. 5 movers, 1 nervous supervisor, and my sister, Marina, wrapped in a tailored coat that strained to look expensive. Her posture was rigid, chin lifted like she was stepping onto a stage she'd practiced for. The lobby gleamed with disinfectant and arrogance. I muted the sound and waited. Silence has weight when you're prepared for it. She always despised waiting. The knock arrived exactly a minute and a half later. Sharp, assertive, rehearsed. I ignored it. Then came another, harder, edged with irritation. When I finally opened the door, she was already talking. "You can't just." She stopped when she saw my expression. Calm unsettles people who expect chaos. I stepped aside. She entered without hesitation, fingers grazing the artwork, eyes scanning the space like a surveyor. The movers lingered behind her, uncertain. I caught the way she paused at the window, staring out at the water, the same view I'd worked a decade to earn. She inhaled as though she already owned the air. "This will be quick," she said. "I've got documents." "So do I replied, closing the door. The apartment hummed quietly. The refrigerator ticked. Somewhere outside, the tide shifted. She laid her folder on the table with deliberate care. I didn't touch it. I refilled my coffee instead. That's when I saw it, annoyance flickering into uncertainty. She hated being ignored. When we were children, she used to read to me before bed. She taught me strategy games and told me that patience was how clever people won. Some lessons have a way of surviving everything else. It hadn't begun with outright theft. It started with help. "I'll handle the filings. I'll speak to the attorney. Trust me." I did. She was family. She was older. When our parents died, she held my hand at the funeral and swore we'd look after each other. The warning signs were subtle. An email that never arrived. A meeting moved without my knowledge. A bank notification brushed off as an error. I told myself I was imagining things. Betrayal grows best inside trust. Until the night my access was revoked. I didn't accuse her. I observed. I listened. I dug. Records she assumed no one checked. Filings buried under shell companies. A voicemail she thought erased, her voice explaining urgency, possession, speed before I caught on. I caught everything. I waited. I let her think she was winning. Silence honed my focus. Across the table, she nudged the folder toward me. "The deed's updated," she said. "You approved it. There are witnesses." I finally met her eyes. Noticed the tremor in her fingers. The way her gaze slipped away. "You forged my name," I said flatly. She laughed too fast. "Don't be ridiculous." I tapped the tablet. The screen lit up with video. Marina, clear and unmistakable, signing my signature while assuring a notary that I was unreachable overseas. Time stamped. Location verified. Backed up everywhere that mattered. The air shifted. One mover cleared his throat. Another took a step back. "You shouldn't have come here," I said quietly. She reached for the device. I pulled it away. "Sit." She did. Power isn't loud. It pulls things toward it. I went through everything, methodically. The company she used to redirect funds. The lawyer who'd folded and cooperated. The amended deed already nullified by a judge unimpressed by fraud before dawn. The building attendant she'd tried to intimidate, now ready to testify. Her face went blank. No tears, just failed calculations. "You planned this," she whispered. "Yes." The officers arrived without spectacle. Prepared people prefer efficiency. As they led her out, she glanced back once, eyes frantic, searching for something. Pity, perhaps. I offered none. Consequences don't negotiate. The movers left untouched boxes behind. The apartment grew still again. Sunrise finally spilled across the water, gold cutting through the dark. I stood where she had stood, breathed where she had plotted. The relief wasn't triumph, it was closure. Betrayal teaches you who you are when affection is gone. I learned that I am patient, that I don't need to shout. That timing, when concealed, can be sharper than any blade. I rinsed my mug. The alarm reset. The harbor kept flowing. And for the first time in a long while, so did I.